What I really like about this role is I get to be a translator, essentially. I get to take the work that these brilliant scientists are doing on this campus right now as we speak, and then share it with the public.
From the campus of Our Lady's University, this is For Good, Stories from Notre Dame, a behind-the-scenes glimpse into life under the Golden Dome and the powerful stories that drive Notre Dame to become a force for good in the world. Hello and welcome to For Good, Stories from Notre Dame. This past September, the University of Notre Dame's College of Science created a one-of-a-kind faculty position, Notre Dame's first ever Professor for the Public Understanding of Science. This prestigious new role is held by Dr. Kate Biberdorf, better known as Kate the Chemist. We are blessed to have Kate with us today. Kate, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We are so honored to have you at Notre Dame now. The first thing I want to say is, Bill Nye, the science guy, move over.
Oh, jeez.
You are a younger, up-and-coming version, Kate the Chemist. Tell us a little bit about who Kate the Chemist has already become in the nation's and really world's eye.
Sure. Well, I am a science communicator who was inspired by Bill Nye, so that's such an honor for you to say that to me. I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan, originally. I went to the University of Michigan for my undergrad, majored in both chemistry and German. And then I went to University of Texas, where I got my PhD in inorganic chemistry. So the thing right behind you, that's the catalyst I designed, that big molecule. Oh, okay. And it was really fun because I was able to use it to design or form carbon-carbon bonds in a process that's commonly used for pharmaceuticals. But the thing is, people don't usually understand when I say, oh, I studied the Suzuki-Mira cross-coupling reaction. Yeah, and the people get hung up. That. Yeah, they don't understand it. And so in grad school,
I don't even understand carbon-carbon bonds.
Oh, geez, Lou. Okay, we got to pull back a level.
Yeah,
okay.
How
about this? How about this? I designed a molecule that was good at bringing two other molecules together like Legos.
Okay.
Does that work?
I got it.
Perfect. Okay, so that's what I did. Mm-hmm. And after I graduated, I wrote my dissertation and I emailed it to my mom. And I remember thinking, this is perfect. She's going to finally understand what I've been working on for the last 5.5 years. And not a minute later, she called me on the phone, cackling, just cackling, and said, I have no idea what any of these words mean. I don't understand this. What are you even doing? I don't get it at all. And it was one of those first eye-opening moments that you've got to get out of that jargon jungle. You need to meet people where they are. Who is your audience? What is their level of understanding? And so it was the first step on this kind of mission to bring science to the people, if you will.
That's great.
So I was at the University of Texas for 10 years teaching general chemistry. I had 1,000 students every semester, loved it, loved teaching that. And part of that was doing outreach, doing demonstrations in the classroom. Yeah. And I kind of started to build this character, if you will, Kate the Chemist.
Kate the Chemist.
Who is the public-facing, a little bit louder, a little bit bubblier version of myself. And I started doing local TV. So I did a local TV segment every single month for 4 years. And in 2018, I got a call from a guy in New York, but he lives in LA. And he was like, I think you're the next Bill Nye. And I was like, am I? I don't know. I don't know if I should believe him. Is he a scary guy? Can I trust this random dude? I flew out there. And after the week of hanging out in LA, I'd rebranded as Kate the Chemist officially and took the world on.
So did you leave your position on the faculty to do this full time? You did. No, you did this coterminous.
Yeah, exactly. So University of Texas was really supportive, which I appreciate. They allowed me to teach Tuesday, Thursday mornings from 8 a.m. to 11. Okay. And then I could get in my car and make a 12:54 flight to Atlanta. And if I could get to Atlanta, I could get to pretty much anywhere. Okay. And so they allowed me to teach. And then I did all this on the side. So that's podcasts, 8 books, TV.
So would you say that, being the first ever, professor for
the public understanding of science,
Thank
two
you.
prepositions
That's
in there.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Public understanding of science. Was this, in a sense, kind of at Notre Dame, bringing your two worlds together?
100%.
Okay.
I couldn't believe it. So I was in, I think, this very room in December of 2023. I did the Christmas lecture, thought it went really well, did a bunch of explosions, had just had fun with the community of South Bend. It was so much fun. So I go home at like 10 p.m. that night. I get an email saying the Dean Santiago Schnell, he wanted to meet with me the next day. Lou, I thought I was in trouble. I was like, how am I getting yelled at by a dean at a different university? I don't even work here. What is happening?
The explosion was too big.
Yes. I thought he was going to give me a bill or something, But he offered me this job, basically. And he said, I want to take what you've been doing and increase the impact. Like, how big of an impact can you make? What if we just open all the doors for you? And I had to think about it for a second, because that's a big move from Texas. I'd been in Texas for 16 years at that point. But I got to tell you, this community treated me so well. The people are so nice. I had such a great time on my visit. I came back for 2 other visits, and it was such an easy yes. I mean, I am so happy that I took this position, because A, we're going to make a difference, but also I'm enjoying life right now, which is nice.
I love it. And I got to tell you, this goes back really in many ways, and kudos to Dean Santiago Schnell to have that vision. Yes. But it really goes back to the roots of Notre Dame, of not only becoming one of the great universities in the land and the vision of Father Soren, but also one of the most powerful means for good in society. And you are trying to really light the fire, literally, in the hearts and minds of young students about what science can do to make a difference in our world. So tell us a little bit more about your recruitment. You mentioned something, but how do you feel? You've been at this now, how long?
6 months, barely.
6 months, okay. We're going to talk a little bit about your studio that's still being constructed, but how has it been to kind of merge these two worlds so far?
I really like it. So I'm 38, right? So I'm getting close to being 40.
God forbid.
I know, it's going to happen. I can't stop it. But I'm in a period of transition in my life, right? I can only be the blow up girl, explosion girl who jumps up and down and screams for so long. Like, I don't believe that people want to see a 70-year-old grandma jumping up and down screaming, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
But, well, right? So maybe I can hold on to it a little bit. But
it's when you get into the 50s and 60s, that you might be less interesting.
Okay.
But when you're doing this in your 80s, then you get interested again.
But I'm in this period where I want to lean a little bit more into the academic side, right? At the end of the day, I am a classically trained chemist. I have the air and moisture technique. I can work with the most explosive stuff. I work in glove boxes. Like, I know how to do that. And so what I really like about this role is I get to be a translator, essentially. I get to take the work that these brilliant scientists are doing on this campus right now as we speak, and then share it with the public. And it's such an honor to do that, because as a scientist, we have 3 categories. In my opinion, we ask a question, we then try to answer the question by using research, and then we have this third category that's often overlooked by scientists, and that's we share our results with the public. And so when we're in grad school, we're trained to share our results with each other, with other scientists. We learn we learn the jargon, and then we also learn how to write in the passive voice. Turns out that's not the best way to catch just the average Joe's attention. And so what I am hoping we can do here on this campus is provide some training, teach our scientists, our graduate students, maybe the faculty if they'll let me, teach them how to talk about their science in an accessible way. Hopefully I can get them on camera. Hopefully we can get them writing a little bit more. But I want to just blend these two worlds of getting the smart, really intensive, amazing science, but then sharing it with the public. And that's the piece that we as scientists as a whole are missing. So I just kind of want to make that easier for everybody in this community.
So let's let these folks know who they're running with.
Okay.
I mean, you've been on some really big time shows. I mean, spreading the word. Tell folks where you've been so far.
You make me name drop? Okay.
Yeah, I want you to name drop.
Probably the best day of my life was on Stephen Colbert's show. That was amazing.
After today.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes. Until now.
Exactly.
That was so fun. I had a 5 a.m. call time, and then we filmed at 5 p.m. So, I mean, it was a big day where we got all the experiments ready. He's so smart. So it was very fun to talk to him about actual science and go a little bit deeper than I usually get to go. But I've also done Kelly Clarkson, Rachel Ray, Wendy Williams, Nick Cannon. I'm about to do Sherry Shepherd's show, Today's Show, Neil deGrasse Tyson, NBC Nightly News, The Talk. I'm sure I'm missing some.
You're just 38. You're just getting your stars rising.
Yeah. But
That's fantastic.
It's so nice. What I love is that they invite me there once, but they invite me back. Like that's the piece that really means the most to me, because it means we're connecting with their audience. If I went on their show and bored them with science, they would not invite me back. But the invitation back, I can still communicate, hopefully have a bigger impact than just being a chemistry professor in a classroom with 100 students. Now we can be the global science professor.
Now, have you met your idol, Bill Nye?
I have, Bill, yes.
Was he threatened by you, or was he pretty cool?
I don't think he was threatened by me. He did not seem threatened by me by any means. No, he's actually a wonderful human. He's treated me just wonderfully. Yeah. For my book launch, It's Elemental, available anywhere stores are, anywhere books are sold. That's the line.
It's Elemental.
It's Elemental, that's what it's called. But when I launched that book during the pandemic, he was there. He introduced the book for me. He was the moderator, and he didn't charge me anything. Like, he just did it for the love of science. Right. So I've always been a big fan, but after that interaction, he's just been great. And that's so lovely to see someone pass the torch, if you will, a little bit. He's passing lots of torches, but it's nice that I'm getting one of them.
One of them, that's fantastic. So you've been here about 6 months.
Yeah.
What have you learned about the science being done at Notre Dame that is, as kind of an emissary for science in general, you can help share some of the Notre Dame stories? What's jumped off the page for you so far?
Well, I could listen to Jason Rohr in bio talk about diseases in snails for the rest of my life. I don't know what it is about that man, but he has 120 different sites in Africa where he's looking at these snails, and he is so passionate about it. I never thought that I would care about this topic, but now I really care about diseases in snails. So I think that's amazing.
But the diseases in snails in Africa are often transmitted to humans, correct?
Exactly. There's a major reason why it's important, yes. But it starts there. That's what he is studying. That's what his group is studying. So I like that. The rare disease work on this campus is incredible. The fact that 30 plus years of research has gone into this work, and now we have at least 2 drugs that are FDA approved for the Niemann-Pick type C disease. That's incredible that work's being done. I love what Myra Lieberman is doing. She's basically developing sensors that can determine the quality of medicines in Africa to make sure they're of good quality to give to people that are sick. So she's really neat. There's an undergrad student here that may have just discovered a planet. Did you hear about that?
No, an undergrad?
An undergrad that possibly, it's possible, it's not confirmed yet.
Yeah.
The 20-year-olds on this campus are even moving the needle. So it's just, I'm surrounded by these incredible people. The chemistry graduate students just asked me to be their faculty advisor for their little outreach committee. So, that means they like me, which I like. So we're forming those relationships. So there's a lot.
So where did your passion from science, where did it come from?
Oh, Kalamazoo, Michigan, right just an hour north of here. Mrs. Kelly Palsrock, if you're out there, I love you. You're the best person ever. When I was 15 years old, she would run around the classroom, just so engaging, light stuff on fire. So honestly, ever since I was 15, I knew I wanted to be a chemist. She was just incredible. And now I try to do what she did for me for the next generation.
Tell us a little bit about the space that's being built for you. It's not quite fully done, but it's getting close. Tell us about what this space is going to look like and what is it going to allow you to do?
Okay, so the space we're calling an ND STEM studio. It's essentially a wet lab, so a chemistry lab, meaning there's places where I can store my acids. I'm going to have a fume hood. I can flip a switch so when I make a big explosion, it can suck all the gas out, and so we can stay in there and be safe. But it's also a studio, so we've been working with ND Studios to set it up with top-of-the-line equipment. So there's a truss that's in there, which is basically a cage where I'll be able to hang my lights and my cameras and my microphones on there. And we will have a 110-inch monitor there. So it's essentially this maker space for nerds where we can capture all the cool stuff that we're doing. We can design new experiments in there. We can bring scientists in and have them talk about their science in a accessible way, a friendly way, with the screen behind us to facilitate that conversation. But the coolest part, Lou, I'm freaking out about this. We are able to connect directly with NBC, anything with NBC. So like the Today Show, which I frequently go to. So picture the best week of the year, right? Nobel Prize week. So this is going on. We're sitting here in the studio studio at 6 a.m. We get the call. It's XYZ science is winning, right? Like and then we can sit there as scientists, figure out what the prize was, translate it, make it accessible, and then boom, go live with the Today Show, and it will look like one of their reporters is live on scene. And so they can start calling us, our Notre Dame scientists, as the experts, not MIT, not Stanford. They can call us because we have the space to communicate the science.
So, this new role, where do you see it going? It seems to me we were talking before that you have 21 different agents because you just not only do these television shows, but you have a podcast. Yeah. You do all kinds of social media. You do a lot of different stuff. You have a book coming out. Tell us a little bit about how you see this role evolving in the coming years.
I think the opportunities are endless, seriously. One of my biggest things that I hope we can accomplish is bringing the PCST conference here. So that's the Public Communication of Science and Technology Conference. It's an international conference where science communicators and our friends go. And so it's international. This coming year, it's in Scotland. In 2 years, it's going to be in Shanghai. 2 years after that, we hope it's in South Bend. And so we're going to bid for it in Scotland. We're going to really make our case and show that we could facilitate this conference, that we absolutely can host. I know that personally, but we also are now providing
what month
a space.
Of the year is that?
It's in May is when we're going.
We've got a better shot in May.
Yeah,
good.
But we're going out there and we're trying to convince people to come here. It's never been in the United States before, so I think it would be a really great way to get scientists in the States and internationally come together, and then hopefully we can do fun things. I mean, imagine having that studio available for all of the science communicators in the world to come together. In just a couple days, I bet we would come up with some amazing, wonderful, beautiful final projects.
I know that you're an ambassador for science writ large, but how have our students reacted to your role? Have you had a chance to interact already with a bunch of our current students?
They're incredible. So, for example, the Science Policy Initiative group, I love it. Grad students, they're going on Monday to Indianapolis to interact with our state policymakers. I'm going with them. It's a collaboration with a couple different universities, but we're going to be there all day and talking to congressmen and having these conversations. So I'm really honored to go with them and facilitate. I'm also going to be there as someone who's had media training before and making sure no journalists show up with gotcha questions. So I'll be watching kind of as a protective layer, a big mama bear for them. I'm also working with the Physics Outreach Group. They have been amazing. We've done a lot of partnerships with them already. They were a huge part of the success of the Christmas lecture this past December. So big thank you to the Physics Outreach Group there. The Chem and Biochem group, the undergrad group, I'm doing a partnership with them in March, like the 21st, I think. Okay. It's a library lawn event. Have you heard of these? So it's a big thing. The undergrads put it on and you have to have a show. And I'm honored that they picked me as the show. So I'm going to do science experiments like every 5 minutes. There'll be a food truck. There's going to be jazz music, and it's all just to celebrate chemistry. And again, show people that science is accessible. Anybody can be a scientist, and that you can also have fun when you're being a scientist.
So you did an experimental presentation to our team here on campus, and everybody was riveted. I must say that before watching the show, I thought this will be fantastic. Now that I'm going to be close to one of the shows, there's some serious explosions, and I have a refined cowardly instinct, but I'm placing blind trust in you.
Nevertheless, sure about that?
Yeah, I am. I'm pretty sure. But the question is, have you ever had any accidents? Have you ever been hurt in any of these explosions? I know you take, serious precautions, but give us the gory details.
The truth.
Yeah.
I have hurt myself. And the worst accident I had was a couple months into my position at University of Texas. I was just learning how to play with fire, and I wanted a cool picture. Yeah. So I set off a bunch of hydrogen balloons that were all spiked with inorganic salt. So think like a red firework, a green firework, and then some magnesium, so the white sparkly part of it. So I set one of those off just with my hand, just boop like that, and the fire rolled up my arm. I didn't have a lab coat on because I wanted a cool picture. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I look back and think, you idiot. But anyway, I'm lucky that I just got burned a little bit.
Okay.
I had a ponytail holder on my wrist, and that was where the worst damage was because it trapped the fire. Because the hair on your arm protects you usually. It's just enough to allow the fire to run away.
Okay.
But this one burned me pretty badly. So if you are doing science, always wear a lab coat.
That's right.
We have the FR patches here on ours, so that's how we know it's safer
They're
when we're near
fireproof.
fire.
Yeah.
Well, it's flame resistant.
Flame resistant.
Flame resistant, yeah.
Okay.
So like you wouldn't put this on and run into a burning building, right?
Right.
But if a fire bursts out here, you could rip it off and then smother it because this won't allow oxygen to go through it. So
Got it.
resistant.
Okay.
But now I'm so big into safety, I would be absolutely crushed if I found out a young kid watched one of my videos and then mimicked what I did and didn't wear goggles because I didn't wear goggles or something
Right.
like that.
Right.
So that is always at the forefront of my mind. So I am really on top of safety. Also, I'm trying to get fire and safety here on campus to like me. And right now they do like me. So
do.
it's really
Good.
important that
Good.
we're following all safety protocols.
I love it.
Yeah, we just want to be safe.
Well, I think this is the time that we should go do a few experiments.
You want to do some experiments
I
with
want
me?
to do some with. I think I do.
Okay,
I like this.
okay. I think it's time.
So let's move over and let's see. What Kate is made of here.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, we're ready to begin some science experiments. I'm Kate the chemistry assistant, Lou. I must say I'm a little bit nervous here, but as Mark Twain said, if you have confidence and ignorance, success is virtually assured. And I'm high on the ignorance level. So, Kate, take us forward. What are we doing?
I've got confidence, so we're
Okay,
good. We're good.
We're good. You got a great combo. Okay, good.
All right, so the first one we're going to start off with is called either the whoosh bottle, or I like to call it alcohol cannons. So you're going to take isopropyl alcohol, and I'm going to take methanol.
Okay.
We're going to come up here. This is yours. You're going to dump the liquid in, and then once your liquid's in, you're going to put your palm over it.
Okay.
Perfect. And I'll take that little bottle for you.
Okay.
From you. Thank you. All right, so now we want to put our dominant hand on top. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to go like this. Are you a righty?
I'm ready.
Okay, good. So get rid of that one. Okay, so now pick it up like this.
Okay.
From the bottom with your other hand. Turn it to the side. Step back just a little bit so you have a little bit of space. Now we're going to kind of shake it like that. Perfect. So we're priming the container right now.
Okay.
So the goal is to get every inch of the inside coated with that liquid. So just really move it around. Yep, just like that. Perfect. And now what I want you to do is flip it upside down. Okay. So you're going to spin. Your hand will get wet. Once you feel, there you go. Perfect. Turn it right back around and put it down. Perfect, just like that. So now I want you to spin it here.
Okay.
Good. And good. Okay, so now take your left hand and you're gonna cover mine.
Okay.
Perfect, just like that. Okay, do you feel okay?
I'm feeling good.
Okay, stay right there for a second. I'm gonna get you kind of set up just a little bit. Spread out like that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna come over here. Okay, so I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, go. And you're gonna move this hand and you're gonna keep that hand there. You're not gonna stick your face over this.
Okay,
right?
I'm not doing it.
Okay, can I trust you?
Yep.
Okay.
You can trust me.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Step back. Step back. Perfect. Just like that. Stay right there. Stay right there.
Whoa.
Okay, so it's still going. Sometimes you can hear it.
Yeah, I can
You
see
see
it.
it?
Yeah.
Cool. Isn't that cool? It usually doesn't go that long. This is awesome. It's still going. Oh, that's so cool. It's so cool. You must have my good luck
The
charm.
whole thing is melting
Isn't
too.
that cool? So now we're gonna do this one.
So that was 1 carbon.
1 carbon.
Okay.
This is 3 carbon. So this is isopropanol, also rubbing alcohol.
Okay.
Also, don't do this at home. We should have said that at the beginning. Don't do this at home.
Okay.
Okay, this time you take a couple steps back and stay there.
You got it.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, and go. Perfect. Good job. Isn't that cool? Much faster, much brighter, definitely more intense because there's more carbon, right?
Did it burn off? Is it still burning?
It's burned off.
It's burned off,
It
okay.
might have a little bit of the water vapor is what
Yeah.
we're seeing come out of the top of that. Isn't that neat? You can
So
see
the
the water
more
at the bottom too.
carbons make for a bigger flame.
Yes, there's more energy stored within the bonds. So when
Okay.
you break those bonds, you can release that energy and we'll harness that in the terms of thermal energy. So it's exothermic.
Fascinating.
So now what I want to do is another fire experiment, this time with a solid, but I promised fire and safety that you would not do this one.
Okay,
so
you
you
got
have
it.
to stay
You
there.
got it.
And I'm going to tuck my hair back. What I'm going to do is breathe fire just a little bit. So I'm going to use cornstarch. Cornstarch has a lot of carbon in it, and so
Okay.
that's why I select it. Again, do not do this at home, seriously, for real. I watched a video when I was learning how to do this, and a gentleman lit his entire body on fire, and it just absolutely scarred me. So just don't do this at home. You really want to be a professional.
Okay.
Okay, stay right there. Will you take like one more step back?
You got it.
I'm a little nervous
You
about
got
you.
it.
Okay.
Okay.
I can just feel he's gonna like jump into it. Can't you feel that? Okay, ready? She's ready. All right, here we go. A little bit of fire.
Whoa! That was really cool.
Isn't that cool?
That was really cool.
And so when I do this one at school, sometimes I'll do flour first because it doesn't burn as much. It doesn't have as much carbon, so you can just kind of have those conversations.
So clearly, the more carbon we have, the bigger the flame.
Yes, and usually it's the more bonds you have, the more atoms you have, the bigger the molecule it is. There's more substance there to give off energy.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to transition away from fire so that you can do another one.
Okay.
So this is one of my favorite ones. It's called the Thundercloud.
Should I put my gloves on?
Yes.
Okay.
So what we need for this one is water and liquid nitrogen. So I'm going to put liquid nitrogen in both of our containers here really quickly. So just stay right there for me.
Okay.
Got a big dewar down here. So liquid nitrogen is really, really cold.
Is that what they like burn my warts with when I was a little kid?
Probably, yeah. So it's 77 Kelvin or negative 196 Celsius. Ooh, I did an arm yoga class this morning. I'm feeling this.
You're feeling it,
yeah.
huh?
Okay. So just what I want you to do is take this. This is hot water, so don't stick your hand in it.
Okay.
And you're just gonna pour the two together.
Kind of quickly?
Yeah, as fast as you want to do it. Nice, nice. Good job, Lou.
Wow.
Isn't that cool? And then you can like, ooh, ah, go Irish, yeah.
Wow, look at this.
Isn't that cool?
We could have like a rock band concert or something.
100%.
All right, so what is this?
So we've got hot water and liquid nitrogen.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is seeing the vaporization basically of nitrogen. So it's going from the liquid state into the gaseous state. And then the white we're seeing specifically is actually water. So it's water vapor, it's cloud.
So when when a rock band walks out, is this what they want to have
not,
like that?
Okay,
No.
so usually people don't use liquid nitrogen. You can do it with like an electric system, honestly, but a lot of people will use dry ice as well. So it really depends. But the fog machines, typically you plug it in and you've just got a really like cool solution you use. So,
how long will this go?
a while.
Okay.
Yeah, can we do one more though?
Oh yeah,
For fun?
for sure.
Okay, I want to do this one.
Okay, you got that one.
I'm going to see how big I can do from here.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Gosh!
Whoa!
Isn't that cool? Get in here!
Okay.
Isn't that amazing? But imagine,
is amazing.
Imagine being a student, seeing this for the first time. Now you want to know,
That's right.
And so you can use William James's theory of emotional memory to connect with them. You've got about 60 seconds after you do the experiment for them to actually learn whatever it is you're trying to teach. Yeah. So it's not just like a trick, there's a purpose. And so we can use these things, and hopefully we can use science to get the word out about the College of Science at Notre Dame. Just increase our global visibility.
Incredible. So students have to be like completely in awe of this. When they watch, right? Do you see the young kids kind of their face, agape?
100%. Yeah. Especially the K through 5 group. The elementary school students love these experiments. But what's fun is you could do this for a high schooler too, and even if they're pretending like they're too cool for it, their eyes get huge. They still want to know. They're the ones who like hold me by the door as I'm trying to leave. They're like, hold on one second. What was that again? Can you tell me where do I get liquid nitrogen?
So do you think that if you've been doing this for a while, you're still very young, have you seen anybody kind of come back and say, I saw your presentation and it got me hooked on pursuing a science education and a career in science?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's what's really neat is I have some students that I presented for them when they were in 5th grade.
Yeah.
And then they were now my student in college. Like that doesn't feel like the numbers don't feel like that works, but it does work. And when they were telling me this, it's so wild to see that I talked to them when they were 10, made an impression on them then, showed them that women can be scientists, right?
I love it.
Anybody can be a scientist, and then they actually follow through and they're in the chemistry classes. My favorite though is when people come in and they're like, I'm not a chemistry major, but by the end they switch over and it's like, haha, I got you.
I love it. I love it. All right, can I take my goggles off for the prayer?
You may.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Take our gloves off.
All right, good. I hate these gloves. That's the worst part of it all. All right, well, Kate, we are so blessed to have you at Notre Dame, and thank you for what you're doing to bring science to students, young people, and old people like me alike across this country and world, and to help people really discover their passion of what can be and pioneer a better future for us all via science. So we're really, really grateful. We're so lucky to have you as the very first
professor for the public understanding of science.
I love it. I love it. So Kate the Chemist, As we always conclude these shows, beautiful little, not juxtaposition, but a synergy between science and prayer. So let's close with a prayer to Our Lady. Wherever you're from, join with us. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. So beautiful with this backdrop here. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you, Kate, once again. God bless. Go Irish.